What was your fuck this shit I'm out moment? Recently I was hired by a company to be a foreman. My job was laid out in my interview as follows: plant maintenance and welding. I would run a crew of 4 guys and do odd jobs at a potato plant 10 miles from my house. This is what I have done for other various companies for the last 15 years. After taking the job, they asked me to help another foreman doing the same thing at a different potato plant about 80 miles away. I agreed as it was for a few days. Fast forward 3 weeks. I am still driving 160 miles a day, and we have been doing concrete and asphalt prep for a week. Not my vocation, the boss casually mentioned at about 2 in the afternoon that we had to finish a particular part of the project before we left, and that we would be there at least till 8 p.m. I told him I couldn't work late on short notice because I had plans and still had to drive home. He said, if you don't pick up the pace you will be leaving earlier than that. I told him I agreed, and since this wasn't the job I was hired for, that I was done. He replied with, see ya, and I said probably not. I was hired as a temp. On day 91 I was told that they in fact didn't have to hire me after 90 days, and they were gonna keep me on as a temp. I clocked out for lunch and never went back. Some promoter literally gave me $80 to go into his Vegas strip club with my friends. Said he would throw in the limo and VIP package if we tipped the driver because his other reservation cancelled. When we got there, we got different color wristbands than other people and were told we could only leave their taxi when we left. That was our only option. One friend tried to leave and the bouncer wouldn't let him out. He came back and told us what was up. Nothing was adding up, so we booked it out of the fire exit and down the street. That was how I got paid $80 to go a strip club. Pretty sure we were going to get robbed when we left and would probably have been drunk. Not really so much a fuck this shit moment as confirmation of fuck this shit. SR. Software engineer role at a leading telecom in USA. One of 3 new devs to join the team. Manager decided it would be best to rotate support between the 3 newbies. Issues every night, sometimes all night. Huge pressure to work 60-plus hour weeks with totally unrealistic goals. After a few months I realized this wasn't just a crunch period, this was going to be all the time. After giving notice, manager set me down and told a story of how I'd have to decide what was important and take life seriously. His example was getting a call to come back to the office for an emergency and handing his 2-year-old daughter off to a neighbor he didn't know so he could come work all night. Yeah, fuck that. Then my last day the VP pulls the team together and absolutely rips into this guy for taking 20 minutes to support an issue since he was driving home at the time and couldn't log in immediately when called. Fuck that shit. Me and my brother were chilling outside a 7-Eleven talking to a homeless guy and he offered to take us into an alley and let us try some crack. Still not sure if he wanted to rob us, let us try his crack, or let us try his crack Elmao.